I will never see wrestling the same way after tonight. This Raw episode is packed with action and surprises. Tonight on the Around the Ballpark podcast, we're tuning into Monday Night Raw on Netflix, Episode 3, live from Dallas, Texas. I'm Mike Redmond, and joining me is my co-host, Eileen Redmond. And let me tell you, we've got a blockbuster lineup. Drew McIntyre takes on Seth Rollins in a one-on-one clash that'll blow your mind. Plus, the legend JBL is here to chat with the WWE Universe. The New Day's answering a tag team open challenge match. Who'll step up? And that's not all. We've got Damage Control versus Pure Fusion Collective in a women's tag team match, and we'll hear from Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. So turn on Monday Night Raw on Netflix and watch along with us. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Hello, everyone. We are live here on YouTube, and we are live also on Facebook tonight, and we are live for the very first time on X, otherwise known as Twitter. I am Mike Redmond, your host, alongside my co-host, my wife, Eileen Redmond, and we are live we have over 10 viewers already. That is awesome. Tonight is the national championship game, and you chose to be here with us, so we appreciate that very, very much. Eileen, how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. This is my first watch party, so I'm really super excited.
Yes, and it's gonna be fun. And please, it's a lot more fun when you engage with us. All 15 of you that are on right now, make sure you put first hit that smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and whether you're on Facebook, this time we'll make sure we see your comments on Facebook. And yes, Brian, I love the Jey Uso. That was awesome in the intro. But tonight you'll notice, those of you watching live, that Wade Barrett is filling in for Pat McAfee tonight, as Pat is at the national championship game calling the action there. So Wade Barrett is filling in with Michael Cole, and they are live, as we said earlier, from Dallas, Texas. So a lot of promos tonight. If you see at the tracker there at the bottom of the screen, we're going to hear from Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Lara Valkyria, and even JBL. There's Bodies Everywhere is going to be back tonight live on Raw. So he hasn't been on in quite some time. So we are kicking things off with Jey Uso is coming to the ring right now, and the best entrance in the business right now. If I had not got to experience this entrance live, but Michael Cole is making a fool of himself, and that's okay. Yes, Michael Cole. Well, he does need to sit down, but
look at this little kid. Oh, the little kid is probably having the time of his life. Like, best day ever for that kid. He's probably, wow. That just made his day. That made his lifetime. He's probably like on cloud 9 right now. That's awesome.
You're not sure where he's going to come from, what side of the crowd. So you only hope that you're sitting in the right section for that. But oh wow, and we have 16 viewers right now. That's just on YouTube.
What up?
Let me see here as well. On Facebook, we have quite a few on as well. Let me make sure that we are live there.
You know what's so weird is when I go to is it on Around the Ballpark or Mike Redmond?
It's for Mike Redmond.
Okay. When I go to it, it takes me to the YouTube channel. Like when I click the link. So I'm not sure.
I don't know, but it's there and it's live. So that's all that matters. So
well, I believe you guys. Thanks for supporting us.
I'm going to make sure that any comments I see there, we'll keep up with that. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. And Ryan says Cole's actually filling in for Pat. So Cole, it's supposed to be Michael Cole and Pat McAfee, but Pat McAfee, like you said, isn't the college game day. Kevin says, I have no problem when Pat McAfee does it. He looks cool and feels cool when he does it, but Michael Cole feels like a tool. That's just me. I am over 40. Yeah, nothing Michael does outside of talking on the microphone looks naturally on camera, but he's kind of grandfathered and he's been there so long. We just kind of put away with everything. Anything.
I just feel like everything he says feels like.
And Marianne Redmond is live with us as well. So thanks, Mom, for joining in.
I just feel like everything that Michael Cole says is like, he doesn't sound like he's acting. He sounds like he's reading a script.
And you are muted on your. Oh, never mind.
That is the.
Here we go. Okay, I got it. Okay. Yep. And I'm looking here. It says, has Cole been there longer than any other announcer at this point? Yes, I think he officially has been even longer than Jerry Lawler's reign and even longer than Jim Ross's reign on the show. And he hasn't had any firings in between like Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross had multiple times. I think Lawler was let go twice and Ross at least 3 times. So let me see here. Yeah. Let's see. Making sure this is muted there on. I want to make sure that we're live on. Yes, we are live on Facebook, but I want to make sure that there was no echo and all that stuff. So go ahead, if you are watching us on Facebook and not YouTube, go ahead and throw something in the comments to make sure that we know that we are live there.
Are you still not able to hear me?
No, I can hear you. It's something on my end. So.
Okay. Now okay.
So, but if you are one of the 20 people now watching along with us, please let us know you're here. Besides Marianne and Kevin and Brian, we thank you so much for commenting. This is a lot more fun when we have you guys engaging with us. And yes, Jey Uso is still yeeting. Nothing's happened yet.
I know. How long is he gonna go?
Well, this is borderline Triple H and Undertaker time right now. He's on his 7th minute and hasn't uttered a word yet in the ring.
I know, right?
So, yes. Oh, we'd rather not remember the anonymous GM. That was a rough stretch, and they never really knew who they were writing that for. They just kept going with that for as long as they could. We'll never see that again. Hopefully, never see that. For the love of God, never again.
So I turned up the volume.
Okay.
Is it interfering with anything?
Nope, we're all good.
Okay.
Yep, we see everything is working perfectly good. Now we're up to 23 viewers.
Wow.
So,
hey, y'all.
Yes. Who needs national champion?
Y'all.
And shout out to Mark and Heather. I know they got us minimize. They're out watching the Ohio, or not live, but they're out with friends watching Ohio State national championship against Notre Dame, which is tonight. So Gunther is making his way to the ring. As you guys know, coming up shortly is Saturday night's main event, where Gunther defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Jey Uso. And as much as I would love to say that Jey is going to go over in that one, I think that I don't believe that that's the night that we're going to see Gunther drop the title. If you're asking me right now, I think a Gunther CM Punk WrestleMania match is in the cards, but we'll see what happens. There's so many people in the row this year that legit have a chance to win. So we'll see what happens. But so we're going to go to promo here with Jey and Gunther.
I got a question. So if someone walks out to the ring in their suit, does that generally mean they're probably not going to wrestle? That means they're just going to be out there to talk a little, like to cut their promo. And
generally, back in the day, and Brian was a huge fan of People Power, but back in the People Power time, you can come out in the suit, and if you're a good guy, odds are he was going to push you in the ring at least 1 or 2 times that evening. So, but I think in the Triple H era, I think you're safe to say if you come out in a suit, you're not going to be asked to wrestle that evening. So, but Gunther, one of the things
a funny little man.
Yes, that applies to most people except for the IRS. Yeah. Yes.
That'd be great. I don't like my taxes. Boom.
Yes, and People Power. But one of the things that does worry me with Gunther lately is, as good as he is in the ring, I want to see him in the ring. And he is good on the mic, but we need to see him in the ring more. Part of what Nate, I feel like the Intercontinental Championship reign of 666 days, which is a horrible number, but was much more entertaining and intriguing because he put that title on the line a lot on Monday Night Raw. And a lot of that was because the world champion wasn't there to defend the title. But that's what I remember most about that reign. I do worry that he pretty much just comes out week to week, doesn't have many matches on Raw anymore. And I feel like that's needed. And I'm glad that he's defending it on Saturday night's main event, but I think we need to see that title defended more on Raw. And I understand he's the world champion, and last 10 years, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns didn't defend that title too much, but this is Raw, and this show is much more. With Seth Rollins holding the title for quite a while, that was something he did much more often. So,
yeah, I noticed that. Like, and when KO had it too, remember the whole like best friends thing between him and who am I thinking about? You just made the list.
Oh, Chris Jericho.
Ah, Jericho. Yeah, like he fought more, like and he defended it more, and so. But like I feel like Brock Lesnar made an appearance like a few times and did this stupid same old move that everybody knows is coming, and like didn't actually. I don't know. I feel like him and Roman, they like didn't make it. It was very underwhelming, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think one of the questions, we think that Jay is going to beat Gunther. No, definitely not. I think Jay needs the world title. I think he's deserving of the world title. But I think, and I understand Roman does not have the title right now, but I think, and I don't necessarily want to break them up again, but I still feel like Jay beating Roman is the way to go whenever that time may be. And so I don't want to see another Jey Uso world heavyweight title loss, but I think, unfortunately, that's the direction that they're going to right now. So
I feel like he really deserves it by now, though. Like he really does.
And Kevin mentions that was one of the catchphrases. It's raw, it's uncut, uncooked, unfiltered. Vince really cracked himself up backstage. Just came up with these ridiculous catchphrases and mottos. And we are now up to 27 viewers, which is by far the most we've ever had on a live. So we just want to thank each and every one of you and show your support by hitting that like button. It helps the algorithms, whatever that means. But that's what they told me to say.
Oh my gosh, you really don't know what that means. Oh, look,
I do.
D Senior agrees with me. He says that
that's
Jay
not just D Senior. That is Devon. The Devon. Yes. And Devon will be Devon. I'm looking forward. He will be joining us at our Royal Rumble party. So we will not be live streaming the Royal Rumble because we will be having a house party here watching the Rumble. So, but Devon will be here. So looking forward to that.
Oh, cool. He's going to check my house before it wrecks itself.
Yes. And Jay does need to get a legit title run. He needs to not be a transitional champion. And I understand, right now there's more money in the good guy chasing the heel or the bad guy for the title, but Jay has put the work in and deserves a lengthy reign for sure. So
yeah. And needless to say, I mean, he's been taking hits and literally blood, sweat, and tears every week. So I think Jay deserves it.
Now I'm watching those of you, hopefully you're watching. Yes, you're right though. But if you're watching along with us and you're watching this right now, it's with Gunther and those shoes. I feel like it's taken away from the beatdown that was.
Right, but he's wrestling in the suit.
Well, they got to promote their match. They got to make you believe that Uso has a chance. But yeah, Gunther's really got to change his shoe choice.
He looks like a little baby deer in those shoes.
And Gunther's going to hightail it to the back at this point. He's not going to go back in there. But he's got the title.
I think he's going back in.
Finders keepers.
Right? Wouldn't that be awesome how it works?
All champions wear corporate suits and shoes. I mean, that is true. We've even seen
that is true.
We even saw Mick Foley wearing a suit back in the day, so anything can happen. And spoiler alert, I read something that Mick Foley has lost 67 pounds and is considering a guest spot in the Rumble. We'll see. There's always a few guest spots, so I know he wants to have one more match. So. What?
Doesn't he have a serious injury preventing him from doing that?
He was just overweight and his back hurt from being thrown off of everything and barbed wire.
I thought there was something wrong with his hip.
Probably. There's something wrong with every part of his body. But and they're showing the promo now. This Sunday, 8:00 Eastern on NBC. Peacock is the Saturday night's main event. The two matches announced so far, like we said, Jey Uso challenging Gunther, and then also Braun Breaker defends the Intercontinental Championship.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's JBL. Yeah, so we knew he was going to be here tonight because they are in his hometown of Texas.
Well, I didn't know. So I got really excited.
That's okay. Now, the New Day, ever since they turned on Big E and have this heel run, have not got to say what they wanted to say on the microphone. So, but tonight they've got a tag team match. So we'll see who their opponents are. I'm guessing it'll be the LWO, possibly Rey Mysterio and Penta.
I really liked Penta. That was the first time I saw him. I think that was last week, right?
Yes. And are they sort of swapping JBL for Hogan? I think at this point they could swap anybody for Hogan. Bringing him in Los Angeles, I understand, the night that it was and significance, but whoever made the call to Hogan and not to Steve Austin dropped the ball on that one. That should have been Steve Austin should have been on that first show.
Agreed.
So,
absolutely.
And those of you that are TNA fans may not know this, but JBL has been just randomly showing up at local promotions, just clotheslining people. And again, last night on TNA Genesis, he showed up and clotheslined the crap out of somebody once again. So kind of just a random thing that just started happening. So, but they paid him for, and we got Rey Mysterio coming to the ring, and you got to believe that he is. I see what you're saying. Okay, he was referring to the Saturday Night's main event promotional stuff. Yes, I agree. I think, and one thing that was interesting, Kevin, too, was that there's been no mention of Jesse Ventura appearing on that show. I thought he would be a staple for the foreseeable future, but it's as of now, it just seemed like he was just on that opening broadcast. So I haven't seen anything that indicates he's going to be back on there.
I love his visual entrance effects. That's like really cool. Do they take a picture of his eyes in every different mask, or do you think they do that with like CGI?
That's a great question. I'm not quite sure. And let me see here. I'm just looking to see if you are watching on. We see that there are 27 viewers right now. If you are on Facebook, one more time, if you wouldn't mind, it's saying there's no comments yet there, but I see people online. So I just wanted to clarify. Let me see here. I think this might fix the problem. Okay, I think I fixed the problem. It was set to private, so I think it's on public now. So if you wouldn't mind, and you're
now I
watching
just
us
got
live
it said go
on
live.
Facebook, go ahead and comment so we can see that you're there. Public now. So
sorry, I had the volume up.
That's okay. But yes, I agree. Devon Mysterio has lost his luster. He's basically taking pinfall after pinfall at this point. Putting over talent is never a bad thing, but getting a few wins here and there should, would be awesome. Okay, so that's cool. For the very first time, we just see the comment there from Eileen. So now the Facebook comments will appear here on my end. You'll see the little F for Facebook. So awesome. So that's brand new.
Cool.
I learn something new every day. So go ahead, if you're on Facebook, type something. Let us know you're here. But if you've been watching on the first two and we didn't get to your comments, it's because of user error. I didn't know what I was doing, but that's okay. Just being honest. So I need to real quick, since we went to our first commercial break, this channel, this show, this podcast would not be possible if it was not for Nashville Tax Solutions. So I want to give them a shout out right here, right now, since this is our first commercial break of the evening. So you'll see the ticker there at the bottom. So you can check that out as well. But whether you need to file years of missing returns, a current year return, or you need relief from a tax lien or levy, Nashville Tax Solutions has the solution for you. Nashville Tax Solutions is your trusted partner in the tax resolution industry. Nashville Tax Solutions, we understand the stress and confusion that tax problems can bring. That's why we're here to offer clarity, relief, and peace of mind. Our expert team of tax professionals are dedicated to providing personalized solutions tailored to your unique situation. Listen to what some people are saying about Nashville Tax Solutions. Recently had the pleasure of working with Christopher Bennett and must say his knowledge and expertise in tax matters is truly impressive. He was able to provide clear and concise explanations, ensuring that I fully understood the process and the best course of action for my situation. Saved me from a financial nightmare. They're not just experts in tax resolution, they're compassionate too. Don't let tax problems weigh you down. Contact Nashville Tax Solutions today and let them guide you toward a brighter financial future. They can be reached by phone at 615-502-2250 or their website, NashvilleTaxSolutions.com. And you can send them an email to info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com, where tax resolution is achieved. And so again, thank you so much, Christopher Bennett and the team. Could not do this without you. We could not hit almost 1,650 subscribers. We are just 2 subscribers away from 1,650. So that is
That's
awesome.
phenomenal.
That is really, really good. So we almost are at the 10-month mark only. We're still at the 9.5-month mark. So just shout out to all of you guys for everything. Oh, and we have another Facebook comment from Heather, who Ohio State fan Heather is here. And
Hi, Heather.
one of our besties. Yes.
Yeah, she's one of our besties. I love you, Heather.
Oh, wow.
I'm so sad that I didn't get to. I put on my calendar or on my Facebook that I was interested in going to the Juice and Java worship night, but I ended up not going because I'm silly and I didn't put it on my Google calendar. So
Yes, that's okay.
Wow, I love Bailey's hair.
Bailey, who is the newest member of the Raw roster. So that is cool. And just one more shout out. We have 30 viewers right now, but we have 20 viewers on X on Twitter. I'm gonna still call it Twitter if that's okay. So 20 of you from X. That is super awesome. Just on our very first night live on X. So thank every one of you guys for that. Appreciate it.
Bailey's makeup is on point too. It's really good.
It's on point. Yes. In the comments, if you believe it's on point, give us a thumbs up.
That is actually old terminology. I don't think the kids say that anymore. But basically, when you say something is on point, that means like it's perfect. It's good. So Bailey's makeup is good.
Yes. And, one thing that Raw does have is they have a lot of women on the roster on Raw, but a lot of them are not really being utilized. I shouldn't say they're being utilized, but they're not getting much of a crowd reaction. So bringing Bailey to Raw, although that weakens the SmackDown women's division, will definitely help that upper card, because I feel like Rhea Ripley right now doesn't have much of a slew of opponents. I know there's quite a few about to come back. So
Nia Jackson is not very demure. I don't like her. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I don't care for her, but I just really don't care for her character. It just gives me like very like snobby vibes. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think I can say, and we've said this once before on the show, this second run of Nia Jax has been a lot better than her first run. Let's just say that. On her first run, there was a lot of injury proneness, mishaps, all that sort of stuff. So professional bull riding, Matt West. Okay. It's not the Matthew West that I know, but okay. That's all right. Mark is here too, but his phone is busy playing the game. On the way to Beefo Brady's. Get the nuclear wings when you're there. That's my favorite. But they are hot. So.
Nuclear.
Yes, nuclear. So JBL is going to be a guest commentator for this match, as you see Rey Mysterio already in the ring.
I always feel bad. It's like, is he just sitting there in the ring waiting patiently while the commercials are happening and Nia's cutting a promo with Bailey? Like, he's just sitting there waiting, like, doo-doo.
That is true. Yeah, I'm not sure it's appropriate to have JBL commentating on an LWO match. Agreed.
Sorry, I don't know why.
That's good. And I want to make sure I can see the comments on X as well, so I'm just checking that real quick.
I wonder if Kofi uses oil of Olay, because his skin is like, he looks like he's still 20 years old. Yep. You know how like some of the wrestlers, when they get older, they get a little like saggy.
Yeah. And if you are on X, if you wouldn't mind just dropping a comment to see if we can see those. I see there's 21 of you watching right now on X. So if you are there and can just drop something in the comments, just so I can see that it's here, it's working. Like I said, this is our first time live on X. So I just want to make sure. All right. Sorry.
One and only.
So I thought we were getting a tag team match. I feel like it was promoted as a tag team match, but we're getting a one-on-one match which I'm not going to complain, but I feel like they've been promoting these tag team matches of New Day now for quite a while. And so, yes, we got Kofi Kingston starting things off with Rey Mysterio. So this will be our opening match tonight.
It's really nice to see Kofi doing matches without the gimmicks, without the pancakes, without the everything. I know I haven't watched in a while, so he could have been doing this for a long time now, but it's really nice to see Kofi like just back in the ring, just as Kofi.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see them in the ring, period. They haven't really got to, ever since they turned heel and turned on Big E, they haven't had a match. So it's nice to see
that was a cool move.
Yep. And so those of you too watching, I've got the results there at the bottom. This is our first match. One of the problems, it may not be a problem, but one of the issues that some people have is that we are 27 minutes now into Raw, and this is the start of our first match. So, as bad as AEW is, and it's bad right now, like it's really bad. You would never go 27 minutes into a show without a match. Now they feel the need to squeeze in like 26 matches in their 2-hour program. That's the problem. But that's but it may not be a bad thing, because Raw makes each match feel that much more important. So they utilize their 3 hours.
What do you call that move? Where you just like bulldoze him basically with his shoulder? Is it like a clothesline?
No, I wouldn't call it a clothesline. It was more because he didn't extend the arm all the way, but it.
Oh, that was a cool move.
Yes, that is a Rey Mysterio staple right there. There are some weird signs in the crowd I just saw. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, he didn't get it.
Yeah, it's too early in the match for that. He can't hit it that early. I agree, just Kofi. Yep. Oh,
yeah, Devon agrees with me. Good man, Devon. You should always agree. I'm just kidding.
Let me make sure. Yeah. Cool. But yeah, so those of you watching along here, throw it in the comments. We are not too far away from the Royal Rumble Saturday, and I love the Saturday pay-per-views, or my bad, the premium live events. But throw it in the comments. I'm interested to find out your pick for the Royal Rumble. I know we're still a week and a little bit away, but I'm just interested to see. We know we've got Roman Reigns announced. We've got CM Punk announced. We've got John Cena. We got Jey Uso, which is another reason why I don't see him winning this weekend. We got Drew McIntyre. So a lot of big names this year. So go ahead and throw it in the comments your pick for the Royal Rumble this year. Just curious to see.
Oh. All right, let me.
And
it won't let me comment. That's okay. I'll just comment out loud. I want to see Punk.
CM Punk. Kevin believes the Repo Man, aka Smash, is going to win.
Who's
I don't know if I.
Who's that?
In the 90s, that was. Oof. I don't believe I ever had the Repo Man action figure, though. I missed that one in my collection. If I can go back in time with Hogan all the way. Oh, jeez. We got some serious picks here in the chat. You
Eat your vitamins. Say your prayers. Oh.
Black Top Bully, yes.
You know what? Like, I don't care. People are like, oh, wrestling's fake. I'm like, I'm sorry. That hurt. Like, I don't care who you are. That had to hurt. That didn't look good.
No, it did not look good. And we're on our second commercial break. So those of you that have the premium, you're still watching. So we do not have the premium.
Never do a Slim Jim. Sorry.
LA Knight snapping into it. Yeah, and LA Knight's another one that's is going to be in the Rumble match. So, but Duke the Dumpster Droese, that was one thing of the 90s. Nowadays pretty much everyone goes by their real name. Back in the 90s, everyone was a gimmick. You had the Goon, you had the Brooklyn Brawler, you had Doink the Clown, you had Skinner and Berserker, and it was a tough time back then. We thought it was great, but And one thing too, sometimes I'm like, I go back to watch, and it doesn't have to necessarily be in the wrestling world. It can be a movie, it can be a show. Do you ever do that? Anybody here in the chat comment if that's you, where you kind of built this one thing up, like this movie up, the show up, this match up in your head, and then you go back and watch it, and you're like, yeah, I think I overhyped that one. I don't think it's as good as I made it out to be. It's more of a nostalgia thing.
Mike did that once with paranormal activity, the movie. He was like, this is the scariest part. This is the scariest part. And he like hyped it up so bad or like so much. And then it like this part happened. And I was like, that was so not good. Like,
well, that's because I talked about it before. And if I would have let it happen, then, you know.
Who is Erwin R. Schister?
That is IRS. So his name was IRS, and he was tag team with Ted DiBiase. So
that's terrible. Someone really had that name.
So IRS is actually also Bray Wyatt's father, actually, as well.
Oh, was he creepy?
No, he was just a tax guy that just walked to the ring and in a suit and tie, and was always the heel, and always was upset at life. So,
well, I would be too if I worked for the IRS.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here. No, I wouldn't. Okay. So, yeah, Bray Wyatt's father. So we're about to come back for a commercial break here in a couple seconds. Might be a little behind you or a little ahead of you. I know.
Mine is back.
Okay, yeah, it's back now. So that Fortnite logo, I think someone last week made a note of that, just disappeared. Maybe they just paid for one time. But their opening, the first episode had that Fortnite logo dead smack in the center, and it's gone.
Yeah.
So
I really like their new ring. It looks more professional, I think. It doesn't look so, like, gimmicky.
Yeah, that is true. I don't mind it at all, but I also like the referee shirt. Some people thought it looked too business-like. I'm a fan. I think you got to change with the times, and so mention in the chat if you're not a fan of the shirts, or you are. Let us know what you think about the referee change of gear. But yes, it is time to pay your taxes. It is almost that time, and if you do have to pay your taxes, Nashville Tax Solutions, I'm just saying, is the way to go. Tax champs a couple times. Yes, they were. Ted DiBiase and IRS. Money Incorporated was their tag team name. Very genius tag team name.
I bet Vince was backstage going, oh!
Yes. Yep. And we got Nia Jackson Bailey still to come. Okay. Pure Fusion Collective and Damage Control later on. Pure Fusion Collective, man, if there's a bathroom, that just spells bathroom break all over it. It's just not connecting. Unfortunately, Shayna Baszler, as good as she was in NXT, she's just not relegating well on the main roster for whatever reason.
How old?
It kicks out on two. So
how old is Ray now?
How old is Ray? Oh, he's got to be at least 48, 49, I would imagine.
He's in here doing moves that, like, you know.
Yeah.
I was like doing some sanding in the office today, you know, and I had to like kind of bend my back and like reach at the same time, and I'm like, man, I'm hurting.
And I just seen, if you are still here watching, I seen Pastor Dr. Guy Henry is here with us as well. So if you are here, go ahead and throw something in the comments. And fun fact, Pastor Dr. Super Guy Henry will be our next guest on the Around the Ballpark podcast this coming Sunday night at 8:00. So he'll be with us live, myself and Darren, at 8 p.m. on January the 26th. So looking forward to that this coming Sunday, 8:00. Don't want to miss that. That'll be an awesome time to get to hear his part. Yes, it's going to be super.
Oh, that was such a crazy move. What was that one called?
JBL going to attack Ray like old times.
Interference. He's like, no, I didn't do it. We all saw you with your bright yellow highlighter.
I don't picture Vince doing anything backstage anymore. Absolutely. And Kofi's just been tossed out of the building. I'm sure he's going to go home. I'm sure he's not going to find his way back. And
Kofi capitalized on it.
Do you remember Kevin too? The the Monday Nitro when Kevin Nash threw Rey Mysterio like a lawn dart into the.
Oh, 600.
That was amazing. I'll never forget that image. Oh,
He kicked out at 2.
kicked
How
out at
dare
2. And the LWO feel like right now they're in stalemate. Both of these guys need a win. They've both been on the roster for quite some time. So both I don't feel like should be getting in loss here, but unfortunately the LWO is starting to they're taking a lot of L's lately. So
losers.
yes, that was at Universal Studios.
No, I did not like that.
Okay, I
Didn't see that coming.
did not see that coming. That is surprising to me that Rey Mysterio got the Kofi was tossed.
He came back with his highlighter pants.
Yes.
For those of you who are watching, this is how we live. We say goofy, crazy things all the time. Oh, who else is coming? Oh, the rest of the LWO.
The LWO.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes lukewarm. Okay.
And the crowd goes.
The real police were there.
Run,
Someone called
highlighter
them.
pants, run.
That is true, Kev. That actually happened.
The real police were there.
We were
Someone
talking
called
about something
the
that happened
police.
with Rey Mysterio many years ago. So not sure why Kofi Kingston's taking a loss.
Wait. Slow down. Why were the police called and why were you at Universal? The police were called to Universal on you, Mike Redmond?
No, you missed that part.
Okay.
This was back in the early days with NWO when Kevin Nash and Scott Hall hijacked WCW. There was a segment filmed outside where Kevin Nash picked up Rey Mysterio and threw him like a lawn dart head first into a trailer. And he hit dead on bullseye, and I'll never forget that image in my head. So, Robert's here with us. Says poor Ray went through a period of getting picked on by NWO and WCW early days. Still remember the demasking as a kid, and it traumatized me. Yeah, that was unexpected. Unmasked back in the day. He took a lot of heat for that online. But we're seeing a promo from Penta. I'm not sure if we'll see Penta tonight. Hopefully we do. I'm not sure if they're going to treat him as a, not a week to week, but hopefully he's out there tonight.
They were showing
we talked about that earlier.
That he
To
does.
me, that was the best part of Raw last week was the Penta match. And
That
we are
was
now up.
really good.
Yeah, we are now up to 36 viewers. This is super awesome, guys. Thank you.
Yo, 36
people.
viewers. Whoop whoop.
That's six more than they're going to be in the Royal Rumble. That is.
Ding ding. Is that combined on all the platforms?
Yes. So
Okay, cool.
Between the three platforms. So, and again, this is the first time live on X. So what?
I said what up 3 platforms. So I was saying hi.
Oh, YouTube, X, and Facebook.
Oh, okay.
So we're seeing Chad Gable in the background losing his mind with the.
Chad Gable getting his haircut has made him look like an adult. Like when he had the man bun, like he looked like he was a college kid. But like now he looks like a businessman.
Yeah, and Chad Gable's doing everything right. He hasn't gotten that big win, but he does anything the company asks him to do, and that man has world champion written all over him. So sometimes he can come off a little goofy, but when inside the ropes, he is one of the best they have on the roster. And Kevin, we were saying someone who's watching TV thought someone was really getting attacked when Rey Mysterio that in situations. So right in the middle of Nitro, the police showed up. That is a true story. So
were you guys there? Like you and Kevin were both there and it happened?
No. We're just watching it on TV, but you can see the police showed up because it was a live show. Oh, when did Luna make her way back to wrestling? She does have a sort of a Luna face. I believe you're talking about Luna Vachon and not Lana. So just for clarification. But Sami Zayn just hanging out backstage on his
Okay.
way to the ring. So we are not getting another match. We're going to get another promo from Sami Zayn.
Oh,
So 40
okay.
minutes in, we still have the one match. So I'll go ahead and put all the results there at the bottom. It's just that Rey Mysterio defeats Kofi Kingston.
Hey,
is all
my
we got.
cousin is watching on Facebook.
Oh,
Hi,
awesome.
cousin. Her name is
Hi,
Morgan.
cousin.
Hi, Morgie. Don't
Hi,
call her
Morgan.
Morgie. She doesn't like it.
Even
Sorry.
if wrestling is not your thing, we appreciate you hanging out with us. Just picture it as a Facebook, just a, Facebook live call or something, So we're just hanging out here. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, go ahead and throw them in the chat. Good call, Rob. Yes, on that one.
She just said, "Don't call me Morgie." Don't do it, folks. She doesn't like it.
I'm pretty sure there's a couple YouTube videos that cover the event. Yep, that's how I ran into it. It was one of the biggest WCW blunders. They had so many of those blunders, but what is the temperature up there, Morgan? We were at a high of 57 today in Florida for the entire.
Miserable.
It hasn't been hotter than 75 degrees in a month. We're freaking out down here, but I'm loving every minute of it. I worked outside for almost 5 hours today, but we're not used to 50-degree weather. So
No, I had to buy more long sleeve shirts. It's terrible.
don't worry though, it'll be warm again in like 2 weeks. So,
Nah.
but yep.
I feel like Florida, we can be 5 degrees. She says it's 5 degrees. Okay, so Morgan lives in Holton, Maine, I think, or Holden or Holton. But pretty much like super close to Canada, and so 5 degrees. That's crazy.
5 degrees, and Kevin says it's negative 12 right now in Northern Virginia.
What in the world? Half the country's on fire, the other half is frozen. I shouldn't laugh about that. Sorry, that's not funny.
Negative 12, man, that would be something. I think we are supposed to, and I say we, but Jacksonville is supposed to get snow tomorrow, which has happened before, just not that often. But we are about 3 hours south of Jacksonville, so
it's 95% chance of rain here in Palm Bay, Florida tomorrow. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's like that miserable, freezing cold rain.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't affect the softball games tomorrow. But
well, I'm thinking it might. 95% chance of rain doesn't sound not good.
Yeah, and Brian is definitely not a fan of the cold weather, that's for sure. So. But shout out Brian and the Washington Commanders with a huge win over Detroit Lions this weekend, setting up for their big matchup next weekend on Sunday afternoon. Washington and Philadelphia battle, and the winner goes to the Super Bowl. So how exciting is Jaden Daniels, their quarterback? We talked a little bit about that on the podcast last night with our special guest, but that game's going to be great. Next Sunday's. Let's just say this, not a lot's going to get done next Sunday between the Eagles, Commanders game, and the Bills and the Chiefs, or the refs, whatever you want to call them. How about Ohio State right now? So if you can in the chat, because I'm kind of on the chat here and on the podcast here. If anyone is watching that the game right now, I see Brian mentioned dropping 45 on the 1 seed. But if you can put the score in the chat so we can kind of know what's going on with the
oh yeah, that'd be cool.
National Championship game.
I don't watch college football, and I'm terrible. But when I do watch college football, I am at the stadium at the UCF Knights Stadium, and so that's about the only time I watch college football. Yeah. I wish I had more time in my life so I could watch college football. 14-7 Ohio.
Ohio State, 14-7.
So, Morgan, how did you start liking Ohio State?
And they're showing a video package here of Wade Barrett back in NXT days. And someone I feel like has got at least another match left in him.
Here's some bad news.
Does have some bad news. Now, wouldn't mind seeing him in the ring one more time, but he is really good on commentary. So, what is everybody's thoughts that are here?
Like this is normal.
It is normal. But I'd love to hear what everybody's thoughts are on the Corey Graves situation because he's nowhere to be found. He's not on NXT. He's not on Raw. He's not on SmackDown. He posted that he'd be on NXT, and he basically aired his grievances live on social media and then had to delete his posts. So I think there's some real live heat there, but he's got 2 years left on his contract, so he's not going anywhere. But that is just interesting to me. I don't know why, they can't find a spot for Corey Graves. A lot of people are upset Pat McAfee just gets to come on when he wants to and whatever. But, Pat is very good at what he does. No reason they can't find a spot for Corey Graves. But I understand frustrations, and he feels he's put the time in and he should be one of the main guys. So I get it.
I feel like Corey was in a big scandal before this. What? It involved one of the female wrestlers. No?
Say it again.
That Corey Graves, wasn't he involved in some kind of scandal with one of the female wrestlers?
Oh, no, that was nothing to that. He is married to Carmella, but no, there was some stuff, but nothing ever came of that. It wasn't true.
Oh, okay.
The Sami Zayn just declared himself for the Royal Rumble. They're definitely trying to stack the Royal Rumble card with as many names as possible.
I would love to see. Okay, so I love CM Punk, even though he's a jerk, but I just love it. But I would love to see Sami Zayn win it. Just because he's such an underdog, he's kind of got that Daniel Bryan quality of the underdogness.
Yeah.
Instead of his underdog.
That's one of the things. No, that's a good point. The fans would absolutely love that. But one of the challenges right now is WrestleMania has gotten so big that you almost can't have someone win that's not a top superstar because you're promoting, 20 years ago, it's one thing, but now you're promoting, all they're about is selling the most tickets, making the most money that they've ever made, every single show, so every press conference. So you got to pick a winner that's going to draw in the most viewers. So I think that's the thing right now where there's only a certain amount of people that can legit win. But I would not be upset at all. And Joe, thanks for joining us as well.
And Glenda.
Okay.
Yeah, Grammy Clark.
My wife lived in Alaska during her childhood and only ever got one snow day. That's interesting.
Mike, when you say that, you should say Brian said my wife lived in Alaska because people are going to think I lived in Alaska and I've never been there a day in my life.
No.
Oh, that's so cute though. She was an Eskimo.
Yes. Pat McAfee is 10 times bigger star than that's the truth. And he's really good in the ring as well. He's kind of stopped performing in the ring, but Pat McAfee always brought it in the 3 or 4 matches that he had on the roster. I love that. Sami Zayn just said, I don't need the world championship, but I want it. I love that.
Yeah. He's all fired up. Take it. You take it. He's just like, it's mine.
Yep.
Ooh, bless you. Did you sneeze?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know what I'm hearing.
This is going to be interesting. This is Kevin
Owens.
No.
They're best friends.
Yes. But they have not really crossed paths too much since Kevin Owens' heel turn. So this is interesting to me.
Wow. Has KO lost a lot of weight?
Sometimes I think that. I'm not quite sure. But
he looks like he has.
Possibly. Black is a slimming color, though. So, never know.
Might be the jacket, too.
And Glenda is watching up from Missouri. Go ahead and drop in the chat of what your temperature is. We were doing that earlier. We have a negative 12 and we had a positive 5. So
so my cousin in Maine, hers is 5 degrees. Mike's friend Kevin was negative 12 degrees in Virginia. And so I know Missouri is.
Yeah, that jacket is fire, Kevin. I agree. Kevin always is creative with his WrestleMania t-shirts and just I love what he does, brings to the table. 18 degrees. Okay.
18 degrees. I don't understand how people live that way. I just can't understand it.
Yes, and Brian, you mentioned you love the fact that he's rocking the belt because that winged eagle belt looks so good, and I love that it was supposed to just be one night only, and I love the fact that we're still getting to see it weekly. And you're right. Back in the day, they would steal the belt and call themselves the champ. And those of you that may not be familiar with what we're doing a Monday Night Raw watch along. So if you came here expecting to watch Monday Night Raw, that's frowned upon. Can't really show the live episode here on YouTube, but we can talk about it as it's happening. So go ahead and throw on Netflix if you have it. Go to new and upcoming and put on Monday Night Raw and watch with us. We're reacting to what we're seeing. So,
look, I'll admit that when I saw you, Tim, with Roman Reigns at Survivor Series,
I'm going to be a little quiet here for a minute so we can hear what he has to say, because this is good. Kevin, you might not be wrong. I'm sure they might have made some modifications. It does feel a little bit bigger right now that I'm looking at it up close.
Yes, Morgan. So we're watching Raw, which is on Netflix. But we're also streaming on, or not streaming, but we're on Facebook, this platform, which is StreamYard, YouTube, and we're also on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yes.
But you can watch along on Netflix. We just can't put it on because we'll get copyrighted.
And you know what, Steph's right. You do a lot for other people, especially.
And it would not be surprised if we get a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn WrestleMania match out of this as well. They've had
that would be
many matches, but I feel like that could be in the cards.
I'd love that. That would be fire.
Can and will win the Royal Rumble.
Oh, you're like, I want to say you're like 30 seconds behind me.
Oh, wow.
You know why? Because you deserve to win the Royal Rumble. You deserve to go to WrestleMania and fight for the WWE Championship. And I know you will do it.
He's breaking his heart.
And then you know what? We can put this one more thing together. Because think of a career.
Definitely a little behind you because nothing like that's happened on my side yet. Which is weird because I'm definitely live. So it's funny how certain TVs do that in the same house.
I know, right? We're in the same house.
And she's going for the Irish red-headed bearded man.
Yes, Sami Zayn.
That is Sami Zayn, one of the big crowd favorites. Kevin Owens is one of the best heels, bad guys, I should say, in the business. So
I heard that he's such a really nice guy in person, though.
big family guy too.
Yeah. The red-haired guy, he is a fighter too, though. He's another one. He's in there day in, day out, blood, sweat, and tears, but he's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
A couple times where he's been like kind of like sneaky, but he's always a good guy.
He's always good. And again, to keep breaking records, we just hit 40 viewers right now. So cool.
Dang!
40 viewers. Gonna have to find a fourth platform to stream on.
Can you stream on Instagram?
Probably. I'll have to look into that. But we are grateful for the platforms we have right now. So I just want to say that. So
Hey, we can get back on TikTok now, thanks to Trump.
ugh. I don't know. So I'm happy there's no physicality here between the two. You don't want to. That's one thing I love about WWE with under the Triple H regime. Nothing goes too quickly. Sometimes you can say it moves a little slow. But it almost looked like Norman Smiley in the front there with that Eat shirt on. Could be wrong though. Might just be a fan, but he's quiet and stares. I like him.
Well, sometimes he's not quiet. Sometimes he gets pretty fired up. I think right now he's like being extra quiet and kind of just like staring because him and Kevin, they had a storyline where they were best friends. So it's kind of like breaking his heart that him and Kevin are like,
yep.
Yeah. But Sami can be feisty. Now this guy, this is the epitome of the Irishman right here.
Yes, this
He
is Sheamus.
the Celtic warrior.
Nothing's better than watching a good slobber knocker with Sheamus in the ring.
Slobber knocker. That's one of my favorite words. You know how many different repackaging Seamus's repackaging Seamus.
His look, yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
How much repackaging Seamus has gone through. There, words are hard. But yeah, I feel like he's gone through like 5 or 6 since I started watching. I didn't really start watching until like really late in the game. It was probably like the early 2000s because Aiden was like super into it. And a couple of the boys in the neighborhood had like the wrestling action figures, and Aiden really wanted one. Of course, he wanted Kane and Rey Mysterio. I think he just loved the ones with masks.
Yeah, he was a Mask fan.
Then we started watching because he wanted to watch and everything. And so then I just kind of became a fan because, you know, boys are, you kind of end up watching what your kids want to watch all the time. Because then I remember after Brooklyn came along, it was Paw Patrol all the time.
Like an old man.
So what is
So
happening
Kevin
here?
Wilson said that Kevin is always doing something for charity or some sick kids. Aw, that's nice of him.
Like, yes, one of the nicest people for sure. And with what they were just alluding to with Sheamus is the one championship of all the titles he has not won is the Intercontinental Championship. So this Saturday night on Saturday night's main event, he'll be taking on Braun Breaker.
Oh, her face. God. I
Right?
just don't like her. Ah.
Yep. And now that we're at commercial break, those of you watching, we are just 2 subscribers away from 1650. So please hit that subscribe button, smash the like button. That really helps. We appreciate that very much. I watch too much Bluey. I have not. I think I finally watched the first Bluey like a couple weeks ago. I was watching some children whose mother had a ministry event at the church and was introduced to Bluey. I'd never watched it before. So
I've still never watched Bluey, and I'm a preschool teacher. But Bluey, I guess, is like they're going crazy about Bluey. So
Yeah.
I've heard a really fun joke. If you have a problem like getting your kids to eat dinner, program your Alexa to tell you what Bluey's having for dinner. And then later on, when they're there in the kitchen, say, "Hey Alexa, what's Bluey having for dinner?" And coincidentally have Bluey eat the same thing you're getting ready to make, and the kids will eat it. Isn't that crazy?
That's
Whatever
crazy.
Bluey's doing.
That's interesting. Yep. Now, it's important though when we're talking children's shows like that. It's important that if you're gonna, because you're gonna have to watch something 150 times, so it should definitely be something before you commit to watching something. Find something that you can bear to watch that many times. Because if I had to watch Barney or Frozen that many times, I'd lose my mind. But
What are you talking about? I did watch Frozen that many times. You were at
Well,
work. I
but
watched
you
it
enjoyed
for Brooklyn.
but you enjoyed it though. So
Sort of. To a point.
Sort of. Yeah.
Aiden used to love Curious George. Oh, and we had to watch the movie Cars a million times.
Cars.
Cars, yeah.
Okay.
With Lightning McQueen and Transformers.
Well,
Yeah.
but we all know the best TV show for children growing up, and still my personal favorite today is definitely 100% this guy right there. Franklin is top. He's right there, right at the top.
Oh my gosh. Franklin, get out of here.
Nothing wrong
Aw,
with Franklin.
they did it in memory of Bob. How do you say his last name?
Bob Uecker.
Euchre. Bob Euchre.
Yep.
Aw. That's very
Those
nice.
of you, he has the tie-in. With WrestleMania was getting choked by Andre the Giant, but we just watched Major League the other day at home, and you can go for 25 minutes on different quotes from those movies. So good. I forgot though that it was had some language in there that I didn't remember,
Oh gosh, yeah.
as much, but Willie Mays Hayes and the Tanaka and the whole cast of that of Wild Thing and all that good stuff.
Charlie Sheen.
Yes. Yes, you have little. Yep. Curious George was always on as a great movie too. I remember my kids sing those songs all the time.
Yeah. Oh no. Rhea's getting smashed. How could you? See, I don't like Nia Jax. How could you? Man.
I just feel like she's gonna injure somebody all the time. But
I know. I do. I feel that way.
And Jason Carr just joined us as well. So thanks for watching along with us. Appreciate it very much. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, all that fun stuff because it helps. And just an early programming note. Next Monday night will be the first time that we're I got to stop what I'm saying right now because the Roxanne Perez is now on the screen. NXT standout protege of Booker T. And she's probably the next call up we're going to see here at the Royal Rumble. She'll 100% be in the Royal Rumble match. She's got a bright future.
So who are some of the women that are going to be in the Royal Rumble match?
So it's funny you asked that because the men's Rumble, they've announced like everyone. Officially, I believe that Nia Jax is the only woman who's declared for the Rumble. So I'm going to say this now. I'm sure we're going to see all there's no women matches announced just yet. So I'm sure we're going to see, Bianca Belair. We'll see Bayley. We'll see Nia Jax. We'll see Liv Morgan. But there's 3 names that I believe will be returning. But there's so much talent that one of the things we talked about last week with Brian when we were on the show was that they don't need to dip their toes into the divas from 20 years ago pool. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Nikki Bella just because we saw her 2 weeks ago.
I'd be really happy to see the Bellas, especially Brie Mode.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Brie because her husband still works for AEW and all that stuff, but we might see Nikki Bella. But outside of that, the 3 names I think that we're going to see will be Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and hopefully Alexa Bliss. We would absolutely lose our mind if AJ Lee came back. But we believe that every year and it doesn't pan out.
I know you tease me every year. I don't think she's ever going to come back. At this point, I'm just going to can it. Just can the dream. She's never coming back.
Yeah, if it's not this year, then it might not happen. But so yeah, those are the names. So again, I think between the NXT, I think we'll see some NXT standouts like Roxanne Perez. I think we'll see Cora Jade. Both are ready to be called up to the main roster. I think we'll see Lola Vice. I think we might even see Stephanie Vakir. We might see Kalani Jordan, and we might even see the NXT Women's Champion Julia. And fun fact, got an opportunity this past Saturday night with a good friend of mine, Kemi. Oh, that was brutal.
That looked like it really hurt.
I got an opportunity to see NXT live here in Melbourne, Florida 2 nights ago. And while they didn't bring their main, NXT roster guys, there was a lot of developmental guys. We got to see a 15-person women's Royal Rumble live in Melbourne. So officially, that's the first in-person Royal Rumble I got to see. So that was really cool to have that experience, even in a smaller venue like the Melbourne Auditorium. It was a cool show, and they're coming back in March 21st, Friday night. So looking forward to that.
I just got to update that that Jeff Fisher is watching. I was reading Kevin's comment and Jeff Fisher's.
Jeff, thank you for watching. I appreciate hearing from you. Whichever one is getting divorced will be appearing. She needs the money, I'm guessing.
That's crazy.
That's great.
Oh, Lord.
Sometimes that ring just shook. Yep.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yep. And since Bayley is officially declared for the Royal Rumble, that's really all you got to do is say on the mic that you're declaring, and then they let you in. Apparently, that's all you got to do. So
you don't have to beat someone and
no. Nope, just gotta declare it. I think there used to be times where they would have like, the winner of this match gets number 30 or something. I never like that. I want to be surprised.
Oh, here she comes.
But I think
Watch
it's
out,
gotten to the
boys.
point where the number 30 entry is always booed unless it's a return. Like, never forget we got Bailey in the face of Roxanne Perez. I
Oh.
believe they're fighting tomorrow night on NXT.
Oh. I was going to say, all of a sudden, this beef just appeared. Like, what's going on? Ooh, got to hold her back. Yeah. I
And
did
security
not-
is taking Roxanne to catering, apparently. When you get there, tell Tyson or Titus O'Neil we said hello.
Taking her to catering. Well, I don't know why I thought that was so funny. I like the interaction between them too. I do, because you know what? I would have never known though that they had a fight on NXT. So thank you for telling me that.
Yes, Kevin. So I enjoyed watching people use the big bingo dispenser to get their number out.
Yes, you remember
So-
that?
Yeah. So true story. Like, one of the things that we're doing again this year, we're having a Royal Rumble party and we pick numbers and, and all that stuff. But years ago, when I really got into that, I remember a time going to the convenience store around the corner from my house, and I got all the quarters that I could find. And it wasn't as cool as the big bingo ones that you were talking about, Kevin, but I would go to the convenience store and I'd spend 30 quarters and buy 30 like bouncy balls. And I would use the plastic containers to put the numbers in. So that way, when we picked numbers, we'd pick the number from the little plastic thing. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. So
How
I
old
would
were
do
you?
that again still. And I'm 43 years old if I could, but I don't have 30 quarters. So I'm not going to do
You
that.
couldn't even get I don't even think they have quarter machines anymore. I never see them anywhere.
All right, we should go on a hunt. I'm going to spend my weekend trying to locate this.
Okay, have fun. Let me know how it works out.
It's a very productive weekend, I'm sure.
Yeah. We're actually on Friday, we're going to it's called Rock the Universe. And your mom remembers that.
Yes. Probably had to borrow her quarters. I was
A
12.
concert called Rock the Universe in Universal Orlando, Florida. And it's gonna be crazy. There's gonna be, I don't know, Mike, you tell who's gonna be there. To be honest, the only person that I know that I can remember is going to be there is Ren Collective, and I can't wait to see them. I'm going to be screaming my lungs out when I see them.
For rental. Yeah, so it's a 2-night event this year, but we're going on Friday night. So we'll get an opportunity on Friday to see there's Katie Nicole, there's Matthew West, there's
Matthew West.
Yep, KB will be there. So that's super cool. We'll get to do the church clap. And the headliner is Brandon Lake. So that's going to be exciting to see that. And that's just on the main stage. There's some other artists.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. He's
Yep.
the one who sings the Mike Loud, right?
Brandon Lake, yes. And then he sings Gratitude as well.
Oh, gosh. We're going to
And
cry.
Aaron Cole will be there as well. Those of you that are fans of Aaron Cole. And then we're not going on Saturday, but probably the hottest artist right now in the Christian universe, I guess you would call it, is Forrest Frank. So he'll be performing this Saturday night. And one thing that's interesting on the website now, they're actually showing the times for each artist. That's new. So we'll be able to tell not just what stage they're going to be on, but what times they're going to perform. So that's pretty cool. So keep an eye out for that. But those on Saturday night is Forrest Frank, Elevation Rhythm, Bethel Music will all be there.
Oh.
Caleb Gordon will be there, Consumed by Fire. So we won't be going, but if you are going on Saturday, that's who you'll get to see. So this match has continued, and the crowd is not as loud as I'd like them to be, but it has been an actual pretty good match so far.
Yeah, the crowd's not really feeling it.
Get that on Amazon for $3. Yep.
Bad Bath and Beyond. What?
Remember the movie Beyond? That was great. Adam Sandler. And
Oh, quarter machines at Bed Bath and Beyond, maybe?
I think so. If we're wrong, so us.
Who knows? Could be anything. She's
Hope Bailey doesn't forget to never headbutt a Samoan. Yeah, that's not a wise choice. I wouldn't go that route. That would be my offensive choice.
oh, landed on your tailbone there. How'd that feel?
Oh, wow. Okay.
I still can't get over Bailey's hair. I really like it. What would you think if I dyed my hair that color, honey?
That color?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Oh, there she goes. Ah,
If we get 100 more subscribers, I'll dye my hair that color.
4, 5. She has to the count of 10, right?
Oh, I get you, Kevin. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And just a
Okay.
quick. Bailey forgot who she was for a minute, channeling her out right there.
Oh, poor Bailey. She
Yeah,
looks
too.
very frustrated right now.
But just a quick programming note. Next Monday night for episode 4, I will not be live. We do have a prior engagement on Monday night, but I will be doing a recap episode that will be airing the next day. So you can keep an eye out for that on Tuesday of next week. So we will be back in 2 weeks with a live watch along, but next Monday night we do have a prior commitment, so we will not be live.
I really want Bailey to win. Who do you guys want Bailey to win? Who do you guys want to win? Why are words so hard for me today?
There's enough time. Got it. Okay.
This is a very lackluster match. I'm not going to lie.
It has slowed down quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure why we're seeing this on Raw because they've both been on SmackDown for quite a while, and the best jokes are the ones you have to explain. Yeah, and my jokes at 43 are much more difficult to get them out to get approval for the jokes. So I need a filter before I.
Mike has dad jokes, but like not funny dad jokes. Like you're just like, really? Really?
And
Oh, come on, just somebody win. Jeez. Like just win. Just somebody.
as you remember, we're talking about the Royal Rumble. Bailey was your last year's winner of the Royal Rumble. So
Oh, was she?
yes, she
Morgan's
was.
like, seriously. Like, just someone win. Just who was the one that were like, so and so, get off my TV?
Oh gosh, there was a lot of those.
I feel like
Wow.
Nia Jax needs to get off my TV
Yeah.
right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. Ah.
only a 2. Only a 2.
I just noticed that Bailey has 2 different color boots.
Yes. Will
Oh
that
my
finish her
God.
off? One.
Ah.
They're getting a lot of TV time here tonight. A lot of
Yeah,
TV
they
time.
really are.
Yep.
That was a pretty cool move. I wish I was still like 20 and in shape, and I would like definitely jump from the top ropes with my elbow down.
He has dad jokes, and I have bad. Mine are both.
And
But
you're a poet,
if
and you
1 out of 10
didn't know
lands,
it.
though, then I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that.
Oh, now she's dead. Oh, I don't care if it's fake or not. That has to hurt. What is Nia, like 300 pounds?
Well, that's
Come on. That was
not
ridiculous.
kicking out of that one.
Didn't like that. Not a fan. 0 stars. Not happy.
0 stars. That's
Well, the
Good
match
enough
probably
story.
was like 10 stars, but like 0 stars for Naya because I'm not happy.
well. They're keeping
Look, her
the.
bra's hanging out.
They're
She looks
keeping
so
the.
dumb.
I feel like there's no credible opponent right now for Rhea Ripley, so I think they're just trying to protect her and keep her strong. But I'm not really in the market to see a Rhea Ripley Nia match right now. But
Uh-oh. Whose music was that?
okay, she's a little bit she's channeling her Vince McMahon right now. With that, it's a bit ridiculous. Like she didn't realize that Rhea was going to come out.
Oh, no.
Rhea Bloody Ripley, yes.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, here come the super security. Do not mess with those guys.
Super.
All of them look legit.
Super.
Wonder where they get these people. Like, do they go to Costco, see who's not on shift?
Hey, you want to make $5?
I am shocked to my core. The security got taken out, all of them. But thank God for Jamie Noble. Jamie
Is this
Noble,
J&J
Palm Bay,
security?
representing Palm Bay. Jamie Noble. There's the hurricane.
J&J? Okay, wait. Wasn't there one of them who went to jail and Mike Clark was actually in the transport vehicle for one
Yes,
of them?
that was Joey Mercury. He was a tag
Okay.
team with tag team partner of the Miz for some time. Or with
I
I'm
thought
sorry,
he was
not
from
with the Miz, but
J&J
with
Security.
Johnny Nitro. Yep. Nothing against Nia Jax, but I hate everything about her. Every match, every interview, every time I've ever seen on the screen, I hate her.
Yeah, me too. I can't stand her face. Like, I think
Yeah.
she's so. I don't know. Maybe that's like, well, like maybe she's playing her part really well.
Oh, those poor security guards, those independent wrestling security
I
guards. I think
know.
Kevin, I think you're right. I think
Are we really to believe that not one man can overpower?
you know, maybe if Gregory
slender
Helms stopped
woman.
coming out every week and the hurricane showed up, maybe the security would be on point. But
Uh-oh.
yep, Davari is there as well.
She just got main event. Oh, her face. God, she's so.
Yep. And Dina says hello. Hi, Dina. Thanks for joining us. Yes. That's when you got to get things done around the house during Monday Night Raw. When Nia Jax is on your screen, that is the time to do it. So Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley, Saturday night's main event. Okay, well,
I just realized that like Wade Barrett is getting old.
what? Just weird. I mean, he's getting there. He's still. I mean, he retired at a young age, considering.
Yeah.
Oh, this was an awesome spot last week with Damian Priest and Finn Balor. I don't know where they go from here with Finn Balor, but
Oh, this must have happened after I fell asleep.
yeah,
No, because I remember
sorry, you did
Beetlejuice pants.
yeah.
Maybe I fell asleep mid-match.
He might have.
Wham!
But still to come tonight, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre in the main event. Pure Fusion Collective and Damage Control. I'm sure somebody wants to see that. I am not one of them. JBL will be on at some point. So it's a great
Look at him and his stinking mustache. He's so easy to hate.
I want to see, and we've talked about this before. I do want to see Dom Dom leading this judgment. If they're going to continue the Judgment Day, it's time that
I wish they would put him in a serious match for like have him still kind of be his gimmicky self, but put him in a match and actually make him like worth something. Right? What do you think?
you're talking about Dominic.
Yeah.
Oh, he actually does have quite a few matches. Actually, he's never usually wins them, but for whatever reason, he's playing this character very, very well. Let's just say that. But
yeah, like
he does
let
get
him
a lot of
still
matches.
play this like goofball 90s, like thinks he's tough, but he's not really tough. But make him a little more serious in the ring is what I mean. Like make him not lose all the time.
Dom reminds me of Eddie Guerrero in the best way. I never thought that would be possible. Especially
confused.
good guy Dominic Mysterio looked like a wannabe superhero almost, and
Yeah. Now he's gonna go run around with that little blonde.
Carlito just got to get his TV time.
Who's this chick?
This is Lyra Valkyria. So she won the Intercontinental Champ. She was crowned the first women's Intercontinental Champion last week when she beat Dakota Kai for that match. So she's been quite around for quite a while, but she's relatively newcomer to Monday Night Raw. Good night, Morgan. I see you signing off. Thanks for joining us. We're live every Sunday and Monday night. So please share with friends and family and whoever else you may know. Because
Love ya. Love you, Mina.
Like I said, we are just 2 subscribers shy from 1650. So, but yes, heel Eddie Guerrero was legit. So good. And to see so many of his movesets still to this day, 20 some odd years later, says, yes, Brian's right. Dominic won the PWI Most Hated Wrestler. Believe that. And, there were times under the Vince McMahon regime that we would get the piped in crowd boos, but for the most part, the crowd legit, they love to, just like they appreciated John Cena, but like to chant Cena sucks.
Let's go, Cena. Cena sucks. That was
Oh,
the most
wow.
fun that I think I've ever had at a wrestling event. It was a Monday night Raw after Mania. Where were we? Were we in New Orleans?
Yes. Yep.
But what about when they introduced Shinsuke?
When they that we were
That was in Orlando.
that was in
Wasn't it?
Orlando, yeah.
What was that after Mania?
Shinsuke was when they went to New York, because I remember getting on the subway and then chanting or singing the Nakamura theme song in the subway because he had just.
That is not correct. That is absolutely not correct. You were with me and we were walking through downtown Orlando and everybody was singing and chanting the Shinsuke
That's
theme
right. See, I
song.
went to a few. You're right. So it was I'm thinking of the Fandango era, maybe in the
Yes,
subway.
yes, because I remember you texting me and telling me about it because we were still just text buddies then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they are doing their annual Martin Luther King tribute. They do a fantastic job every year with this tribute video. So. Yes, you're right, Kev. I was talking about Fandango. I was able to go to quite a few WrestleManias over a 6-year stretch, so some of them got a little interchanged, but
We went, so the very first Mania I ever got to go to was the one where Brock beat the 21-1. Oh my gosh, where Brock finally
the 1 and 21-1, yeah.
Yeah, dethroned the Undertaker the first time, not the 8th time, the first time. And that was crazy. And I remember being like kind of close to the ring. I think we were like maybe 3. We got incredible seats. I don't know how the heck we did that. and like everyone just being like, what? Like their brains, like if they could have like cartoon animated it, it would have been like the little smoke time bomb coming from their brain. Like,
Yes.
it was crazy.
Yeah, no, you're right. Kevin was saying remembers when I talked to him. So yeah, it was nuts. And the Raw after WrestleMania crowd used to be the best because they would chant everything and anything, and it was usually backwards to what they were promoting on TV at the time. So that was always a fun crowd.
Do you remember We Want Popcorn?
Yes, We Won Popcorn was a fun one. Cotton Candy was another one. Brooklyn Brawler, I think, was another chant that randomly started. It's always fun. And you always feel bad. There's always that one guy in the crowd that tries really hard to start a chant and it just doesn't go over well. You know, the clap. And it just doesn't. But
and it never works out for him. I always feel bad for him, for that guy. But do you remember the other one was, I can't remember their tag team name, but it was Cesaro and the dude with blonde hair, Jack Swagger.
the Real American?
Yes, the Real Americans. And do you remember like all of New Orleans was playing that, like everybody was chanting that song and like playing it. And the guy driving by in the car was playing it while we were walking. And we were trying to find somewhere to eat, right? And we're in the wrong part of New Orleans to actually find food. You could find
the food was terrible.
But we wanted food. So we had to go to this gas station and get this really, really questionable lunch meat.
It was a lot of colors. It should have been one color lunch meat. It was multicolored, and it was not even that late. Like it was, I want to say it was like 10:30 at night on a Sunday night, and that was our only option. And FYI, the jambalaya that I had in New Orleans, not good compared to. I've had better jambalaya at Cheddar's. I
had really good beignets though.
Yeah, the beignets were good.
I remember the beignets were amazing.
Yeah, I'm very excited. We're about to see, they didn't promote this at all, but we're about to see Penta in the ring against Pete Dunne, which is going to be a tremendous match. So many fresh matchups with Penta on the roster. So
that's cool, though. I think that it's perfect timing to get some new talent.
yes,
and I really liked. I only got to see him wrestle that one time, but he was good. Oh, cool! Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame head football coach. Oh,
wait,
they're there.
I'm confused because I guess I missed something, but he can't. Notre Dame head football coach. He would be at the Notre Dame game right now, so I'm not quite sure. I don't think the head football coach of Notre Dame would be, unless it was a different sport, maybe football. But
Well, are they playing right now?
Notre Dame, yeah, they're playing the national championship against Ohio State.
Yeah, that is confusing.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yes, anybody signed from AEW, it is imperative that they push them. And anyone that says anything positive about a WWE star that's on the AEW roster, aka Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, Miro, anyone like that, you will not be seen from again and just taken off TV completely. Penta, or not Penta, but Ray Phoenix. The list goes on and on. Aleister Black is good as gone. And you're right, Cody Rhodes, Jade Cargill, Ethan Page, Andrade, back again.
Look who's back again. Sorry, I kind of forgot that. America can see my crazy antics.
Did you guys catch that? I love the little nuggets that they do, but the end of that promo just there, if you look in the background when Sammy got out of the picture, it was Karrion Kross creepily standing there smiling in the back. Now,
I missed that.
I don't know what they're quite doing with him, but it's interesting.
All right, so who's this guy?
This is the bruiserweight Pete Dunne. Now, I'm not happy that he's currently in the ring. This guy is one of the best talents on the roster and someone deserving of an introduction. Was NXT North American champion, NXT champion for quite a while. But we're getting a Penta match, so we're not.
Oh, it's a squash match, isn't it? Did you hear me, honey?
No.
Is it a squash match?
No.
Oh.
Squash matches are like local enhancement talents and stuff like that. But Pete Dunne had a couple different battles with Gunther when he was called Walter in NXT, almost 55-minute matches with Gunther. So he can go in the ring. So it's unfortunate that he's not really getting his due just yet, but this should be a great match. Now, the one thing I'm interested with Penta is like in AEW is match after match after match. Like, so you can't really go storyline week 2 with Penta, but I'd like to eventually, I don't want him to just take out the entire roster. I'd like to eventually see some kind of storyline with him. But for the first couple of weeks, they're gonna use him as a shiny new toy, as they should.
I like the way he entered the ring. That was kind of cool.
Yes, definitely is going to be a great match. Now, I don't foresee this match because the Gable match was sort of promoted. This doesn't need to go 14 minutes like last week's match. If this goes 6 or 8, but it's high octane offense, I'm good with that.
Oh.
But Pete Dunne is as tough as they come. So
My words
you'll be
are
biting
traveling.
his fingers or stretching his fingers before you know it.
Woo. What is he doing? I like that little strut.
Oh,
that ended
can't
quickly.
take your eyes off Pete Dunne. That's a no-no. And as I'm watching Pete Dunne, the last time it's been a while since we've seen R-Truth. R-Truth like to pick on Mr. Dunne for a while. Oh.
Ooh, that didn't look good, honey.
Oh.
That looks
He
like
likes to
a
do
shot
that.
of
That's part of his
Risotto.
offense.
What?
That is part of his offense. He likes, but I feel like he pulled that finger back a lot more than usual. The long lost gun brother, yes. But yeah, no, he tends to put that in his offense. But man, that looked bad.
Oh.
And just a quick shout out goes to the 30 of you that are watching on X right now. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe button on the Around the Ballpark podcast on YouTube is where you would go to hit that like button, and that subscribe button definitely helps us out. And that's correct. I misspoke. That's not Pete. That's Butch. That is Butch. Yeah. And Tevin has just joined us as well. Hi, Tevin. How you doing? Hope the family is doing well.
That's not Pete. That's Butch. What?
You haven't been watching as much, but he was called Butch for quite a while, and then they finally, which was a stupid gimmick, and they went back to his name that made him who he was, which is Pete Dunne. So they've been going back and forth calling him Butch. He doesn't like to be called Butch because it was a bad choice. So
Got it. So who's the headliner for tonight?
the main event is Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre.
Oh.
They've had a couple matches over the years, but this will be, I think, the third match that they've had on Raw, I believe, totally in the last several years, I would say. So it should be good. Nothing probably that we haven't seen before. But
Did they fight during WrestleMania?
yeah, they did have a WrestleMania match as well.
Okay, I
years.
thought they
Yeah.
did.
Yep. So we are.
When did they get purple M&Ms? I'm sorry, are you
I
watching the
see that, but there's no purple. In the table, though, there's no purple, but there's purple one there. But if you look, there's still no purple, so I don't know what's going
Sorry,
on.
I know I wasn't sure if everybody was at the same commercial as that or not. It was like so out of left field.
That's okay. We know that you guys are here for your M&M factoids. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I don't really think about what I say. I just say it. Gets me in
Yes.
trouble a lot.
Um,
A lot.
Yes, and I
How's
do
that
want to just, while we're at commercial break, just again thank so very much. Could be possible what we're doing here without Nashville Tax Solutions and Christopher Bennett. He will be live this on Saturday on February 1st at the Pro Bowl in Orlando, and then the following week he will be in attendance for the Super Bowl. So we'll get to hear from him live from New Orleans. So that is exciting. But just again, thank you so much for believing in us. We were just under 100 subscribers when you came on board with us and partnered with us, and we are doing so very well now. So thank each and every one of you for your support. And just again, programming note, the next time we will be live on Sunday evening, this coming Sunday, with Dr. Guy Henry will be on with us. We'll be talking primarily about a missions trip and his with Honduras, talking about his ministry in Honduras. So that'll be coming up this Sunday night. And then this Tuesday will be a recap of the next episode of Raw. Again, we won't be live next Monday night due to prior engagement. That'll be there. And then in February, we got some exciting stuff as well. So just make sure that your notifications are on and you are following us on YouTube so you do not miss anything. We got baseball season coming up right around the corner. So once we get back into February, we'll be having some more baseball related episodes as well. So just continue to join us. So we're back now on the air, Pete Dunne and Penta. Match number 3 at the hour and 38-minute mark. They're just now in match number 3.
Yeah, that was the one thing that when we went to go see Raw live, I was very disappointed with how much commercial time there was, and it was like I can watch this from home on my couch.
Yeah, it's almost to the point where a pay-per-view or a live event, premium live event, or a house show is worth going to because it's match after match. The Raw and
Actually,
SmackDown.
that's so true. I had so much fun at the house show you went to. It was RKO versus Cena for the world title.
They had a battle. They had a lot of battles there.
I feel like they were calling it the heavyweight championship then.
They might have. They've renamed branded that for Ohio State is leading now 21-7. Thank you, Brian. So our apologies to Mark. I'm sure Heather is happy though. So strike that. Sounds like there's been another scoring change.
Oh, 28-7. That quick.
28-7. Okay.
Wow.
Well, the luck of the Irish.
I love that move. The one he just did where he does a headstand on the ropes and is
and he does it with his tongue sticking out too. Yeah.
He does? What does he call it?
There at least, yeah.
What does he call it?
We do not know. That's one thing we mentioned last week. So week 1, they went just past 11 o'clock. Episode 2, they was just at the 2.5 hour sweet spot. So there's no telling when they're going to go off the air tonight with Raw. That you just never know. Oh,
I like that move. What was that move called?
That is the Mexican Destroyer. The Mexican.
I feel like I asked you that same question last week.
He has been destroyed. The destroying has taken place. Penta is.
Whoa, here he comes.
He's going to do some sort of flippy flop.
Flippity floppy. Look at this little kid with the blue beanie having the day of his life. The Mexican Destroyer.
That fan in the background is very excited.
He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it. Oh. Uh-oh. And he kicks out. Woo, woo, woo.
That was a little bit of a closer That
That was like a
almost-
2.75.
Yes, dead eyes. Huh?
Dead eyes. Wow. How do they not lose their breath when they're in that mask? I remember like when it was the during the epidemic or whatever, and we had to wear a mask, and like I could barely get through the shopping mart without passing out. Like, how did he wrestle in that mask?
Yep, that's a good point. Oh, Dunn's gonna start bending some finger. Oh, okay.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, oh,
Oh,
yeah, that didn't look good.
that
looked
is a
like
back breaker. His back has been broken. The sacrifice. Okay.
that was weird.
Oh. The bruiserweight is in some trouble here.
When did they start calling it bruiserweight and not cruiserweight?
That's just his gimmick.
Ah!
They call him the bruiserweight, Pete Dunne. And Penta, no surprise there, but another good match. I wouldn't put it as on par with the Chad Gable match, but that's tough to top. But still entertaining. And Penta is now 17-0. No, he is now 2-0.
Oh, I see that the mask around his mouth is there's no mask, it's paint. So that's how he can probably get a good source of oxygen. See? It was just brief there, but
Yeah, could see briefly. Yeah.
I thought it was a full
One thing
face
that will be interesting, because you have him as hot as 2-0 right now, but will Penta be in the Royal Rumble? Will he declare himself for the Rumble? I think that's a missed opportunity if he does not. They may not want to show him getting eliminated, so they may not have him there, but I would definitely put him in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that would be dumb if they didn't, like financially wise. Because everybody wants to see him. I could also see him putting him on like a one-on-one during the Rumble. Like how they have a couple one-on-ones.
Yeah.
I could see them doing that.
Yep. So Logan Paul. So the newest superstar to Raw, Logan Paul, who will probably have 3 matches the entire year. He always delivers in big money matches, but I think we do need to see him make a decision and be. I'm not saying we need to see him on TV every week, but he needs to be featured much more than he is, for sure.
So what makes you think the WWE will be any different?
I'm not sure the next Logan Paul match that I'm wanting to see, but I would not be surprised if we get a Logan Paul Bad Bunny match at some point.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, because Bad Bunny, he brought it in his match with Damian Priest in his tag match when he was with Damian Priest. So Bad Bunny can definitely go. Logan Paul can definitely go. So
Brian is updating us and says that the Bears are getting a new coach. Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson has agreed to become the new head coach for the Bears.
yes, good luck with that, Ben Johnson, because
The Bears.
that is a
Good luck to the Bears.
division. I know the Lions and the Vikings did not do. They didn't get a win between them in the postseason, which is shocking to me. But that is a tough division, and the Packers right there as well. So. 3 playoff teams right off the bat. Now they were all eliminated. Neither of them got a win, but 3 playoff teams. So,
Hey, Mike, do you know how the Bears get to the stadium?
how did they get to the stadium?
The Bear Bus.
The Bear Bus.
The Bears. They ride the bear bus. There was
And
a
CM
skit.
Punk getting the special entrance.
There was a skit on SNL that did that about the bears. The bears. The bear bus. And Punk.
And we're up for another promo.
Remember when AJ married him in fake?
Yes, of course. And that is Jackie Redmond. We are not related with Jackie Redmond, but she is representing the last name.
But your sister-in-law's name is also Jackie
That
Redmond.
is true. Yeah. When he mentioned possibility of Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul, pictured Logan Paul in Trix the Rabbit outfit. Would not be surprised. I still think back to the horror that was with Adam Rose and the bunny and the whole mess.
Oh my gosh, the party bus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anyone ever just like drop kick the bunny?
Oh, I'm sure. And as I see CM Punk right now, we mentioned earlier, but things with Britt Baker in AEW are not, and we all know that CM Punk is a huge Britt Baker fan. So, love her or hate her, Britt Baker to the WWE roster, if that's some even a possibility. I believe she re-signed for many years, so I don't, unless Tony lets her out of her deal, he'd probably just make her stay at home for 3 years. But that would be awesome to see.
History. And I am the maker of history. It was just 3 short weeks ago I main evented the first Monday Night Raw live on Netflix, and I beat Seth Rollins, somebody favorite to win this Royal Rumble. It is a very fickle business. What have you done for me lately?
Fickle.
I made history, and I'll do it in 2 short weeks at the Royal Rumble.
He loves the sound of his own voice.
29 other
Yes.
superstars.
Sorry if I'm being super quiet. I love him.
I know it's watching, trying to watch it and comment at the same time, but
He's just so savage and raw. Like he's raw
Yeah.
on raw. But I mean, he's just so savage and raw that it's like you're like, is he talking trash or like does he mean it? Like, what's going on here? Oh, Roman Reigns needed him. Okay.
Family business at War Games, and in the Royal Rumble, there are no friends. It's
every man for himself. And as you remember, he does Paul Heyman, the mouthpiece for Roman Reigns, does owe CM Punk a favor. So will that come into play? I don't know. Did not see a Hulk Hogan reference coming there, but
Indianapolis, Indiana.
I do like. We've already seen 3 different in-ring promos, so I do like the fact that they picked a different spot to film this with the crowd behind them. I like that. I like that they're always trying to be innovative in how they present stuff.
Kevin says that he just spit his drink across the room. Was that because of the bunny comment? I don't know if anyone did it beforehand, but really the Shield made coming out of the crowd cool. Like, because you never knew where they were coming from. You heard that music though. You just look around.
I always wonder how. That is astute observation.
He probably might get waxed. He probably might. Why are words? Okay.
You never know.
He probably gets waxed because to be that smooth for that many days, it's waxing is better because I don't know why I'm explaining this to you guys. But anyway, if I was a pro wrestler and I had to get large parts of my body hair removed, like from arms and chest or whatever, I would probably go with wax because it takes it off in a second and it keeps it off for a couple days at a time. When it grows back in, it's not itchy. So, a pro wrestler should wax instead of shave. And
one thing, in terms of if we're talking about that, one thing I noticed, I did catch. I caught a few minutes of AEW this past week, which I usually don't watch anymore. But with MJF and Jeff Jarrett, which is a terrible idea, but I've noticed with MJF, with a lot of these wrestlers that do the tanning or the spray on tans and whatnot, it couldn't be more visible on screen to see that it was just the spray on tan because he was sweating so much was just dripping down the side of MJF's face. It was not a good look at all.
Brian Anderson updated us with some political news that Marco Rubio gets unanimous Senate vote 99-0 on his confirmation for Secretary of State. I've actually really kind of been watching his career for a long time, so that's kind of cool. I like Marco Rubio. Some people have some things, everybody has trash that they want to talk about with politics, and so I get it, but that's cool.
I think, it's like Brian's got the USA Today. He's gave us the sports update. Now, what's the weather? We covered weather. So if you want to chime in on the traffic for tomorrow morning's traffic report, that would be
Kevin,
helpful.
I want to meet your friend Kevin.
Well, you say that, but where he lives is negative 12 degrees. So
right, maybe he can come to Florida. We should take this offline. Moxley still comes from the crowd. Are we talking about the waxing conversation offline?
That might be the political or the waxing, one of the two. But
probably both.
You mentioned Jon Moxley. So I want to go there next. So not only am I not a fan of the storyline they're doing right now with Jon Moxley in AEW, but the title is just not there. It's like in a briefcase somewhere. Like, how do you have a world champion not with the title belt for 5 months now is a bit ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. I know offline, Kevin, you sent a few messages earlier about what's going on there, but they're just striking out on everything right now.
Aren't they in Dallas? Isn't that what you said, Dallas?
Is what?
Are they in Dallas?
Yeah, they're in Dallas tonight. Yeah.
Oh, Dallas has a Space Needle?
I think so. Oh, so this
traffic is looking good.
Yeah. All right. So Brian, I need in about 10 minutes, I'll need the stock options, please. 10 minutes, stock options. That would be helpful.
22 years of marriage and Raw still loves Lucy. It's one of the signs. I have a dream to be on TV, but you can't see me. Oh, how cute.
Yes, we did play, Kevin and I did play softball together many years ago. I think it was one season you got to play, which I believe, I'm not going to guess what year that was. But
wait, did I play with you too?
No, this was
after.
Yeah.
After.
Pure Fusion Collective.
After
we talked about Get Off My TV. It's not.
It was Eva Marie. Eva Marie, Get Off My TV. Sorry, I just got so loud about that.
Yeah. I am a big Dakota Kai fan, big Io Sky fan, but the Pure Fusion Collective, they're just directionless right now, really going nowhere. They're spinning the wheels with them. They're trying to get them on TV, get them some time, but nothing they do seems important. I don't know what the answer is with Shayna Baszler. She just kind of exists there. And
what does jobbing mean? A woman wrestler who was jobbing for months. What does that mean?
Jobbing means you basically take L after loss after loss after loss.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But the thing with Pure Fusion Collective is the crowd does absolutely nothing during their matches. They just sit there and it's like they're watching a movie. But so I'm not sure. I think an NXT, maybe they could do something down there, try to reinvent the wheel or something. I don't know. I know they have a stacked women's division, but they're just not important. We got a breaking news update. Dr. Horton will release earnings tomorrow. Look a slight deep in their stock. May want to pick up some. Disclaimer: this may not be a good tip. I appreciate that. We got our stock update of the night. Yes, we were on the same team, played in the same season. Yep.
Yeah, but was that the same season that I played with you guys?
No, I don't believe that. But yeah, jobbing is losing every match. And some people were fine with that. The Brooklyn Brawler was fine being a jobber. Trying to think of, I know there's many other ones as well. Trying to think of some perennial jobbers. Gilberg, good old Gilberg. Fun fact that many of you may not know, we're talking about losing matches. Bring up Goldberg for a minute. Goldberg actually lost his very first match, but it was not televised. It was against Hector Guerrero, and then they decided he was going to go and be 100 and something and 0, 173 and 0. And Goldberg was someone who would be 52 and 0 on Thursday, and then 71 and 0 on their Monday show. So I don't know what went on in those 3 days. They liked adding those wins. They try to sneak up those wins every chance they could get.
I think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I think Kevin is saying that he played softball with me. You can come in, Aiden. You seen it what? Oh, at the moment, but I'll probably be off in about like 5 minutes. Are you want to draw?
And we just again with another shout out, we still have 37 of you with us here watching along. So thank you guys so much.
Okay, so as I was saying before I started talking to Aiden, Kevin says that I played on the softball team together, but not on the same team, but in the same season.
Okay.
So I don't think I ever met you though, like on purpose.
Maybe. If we can go back in time. I remember a lot of things. May have been the season.
Michael doesn't remember much. He really doesn't.
No.
That
I do
Michael's the manager. Ooh. Michael, the manager.
Yeah. Not much going on in this match.
I know. Sometimes I'm like, wow. So I didn't watch for like I don't know. After a while, I got really, really sick of Raw. I think my final straw was the whole marriage between Lana, you know what I'm saying, and then
Lana and Bobby
bust
Lashley.
out of the cake, and I was like, I'm so sick of these gimmicks. I want to see like real wrestling, and like it was just so bad. It wasn't even like funny. It was just so bad, and so I didn't watch for a couple years, and now I like start getting back into it, and I'm like, these are all the same people that were having matches, like like for the women, you know, I'm like,
Yeah.
What's going on? Like Nia Jackson, Bailey, come on. We saw that 500 times 2 years ago. I love Bailey, but for real, like let's.
Yes. As Kevin said, long point short, we did you and him have met before. So, but the statute of limitations is passed on that, so we'll have to meet again in warmer temperatures next time you're to Florida or a midway point or Virginia when it's not negative 13 degrees.
Shayna Baszler. I never really liked her either. Uh-oh. That's Carrie Sang, right?
No, Carrie Sane is injured right now, so that's Io Sky right there.
Neo Sky. Oh.
Io Sky, yeah. She is a possible favorite to win the Rumble, but Io is most known for her War Games matches, leaping off the top of the cell with the trash can over backwards, moonsaults. That's her Beal ticket. She's a
Shayna could win the award for like most looking like just crawled out of a dumpster.
I mean, she looks like she can tear you limb to limb, but they just don't.
Yeah, but I mean,
do
she
anything with her.
literally looks like she just crawled out of the alleyway. Like,
And the thing is, in some variation, they've had this tag team match like 6,200 times. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm bored with it. Well, she won, so that was cool.
yep, and Pure Fusion Collective collected another loss, another L for the Pure Fusion.
I see what you did there.
Yes. So gotta update those.
And you're done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed now, okay, honey?
That works. That's okay. Seems like that you're right. There's no points to these women factions. They just exist.
I know, right? There's like no storyline going on. There's like nothing. It's just like they're throwing them for like filler
The
time.
problem is they focused so much because Rhea and Liv was so good. They focused so much on that they really just
Kinda
gave the
forgot.
other matches for no apparent reason. There was no reason to why they were feuding with each other. So I'm scared to see what happens when Charlotte Flair comes back. Like, are they going to instantly just give her the title? Like, just here you go, you get another championship.
Oh my god, I'll stop watching again. I will. That's the other thing. I was so sick of her.
Yeah.
Because she just like is so boring.
That match they just showed, they're showing the Saturday night's main event lineup. But Braun Strowman against Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is the best kept secret on both shows. Now, I mean, when I say secret, obviously he's featured a lot, but he hasn't even tapped into his potential. And I love that the pacing they've done with him, and I truly believe he'll take that leadership role now with Solo getting another loss recently. So, but yes, Devon, exactly right. Devon, like we're happy that they're doing something with the women. We're getting at least 2 or 3 segments of women each week, which is outstanding. Unlike the other guys that just go with the one every single time.
Just give them a storyline and a purpose, though.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go to bed, or I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
That's okay, guys. I'm not going anywhere. I will be here through the duration. So, but thanks,
Yes.
Aileen, for joining us and
You're welcome.
helping us get those views tonight. And I will see you soon.
Thanks for letting me join. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes. It was a good
What
time.
do I just click the X?
Yep. Io Sky is really
I'm
good.
playing Mad Max. You're right. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going now. Good night.
Yep, that is correct. She did play in the Mad Max series. Yep. And so we don't know, like I said earlier, we don't know what else is to come. We don't know if this is going to be a 3-hour show tonight. It could be 2.5 hours. I know we're still going to see JBL, and I know we're getting this Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins match. So I'm thinking they're going to stick with that sweet spot of 2.5 hours and not go the full 3. But I don't know. I think they should only need to have the 3 when it needs to be. Right now, they're promoting. See, this placement of this Saturday night's main event is interesting because I'm not saying that I hate it, but the Royal Rumble, to my knowledge, has 3 matches: two Rumbles and Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes. That's it. So I feel like the placement would have been better the week after, maybe, because there's a lot of they're good matches, but we're not building to the Rumble. We're building to another show that's happening the week before the Rumble. So I would have liked to have seen maybe a 4th or 5th match on the Rumble, but as of right now, they were less than 2 weeks away, and there's just 3 matches. So we are here, we are women, and we're in a group. Yes. So I guess I was mistaken. JBL promo not going to happen. I guess he was just commentating earlier. So, but we are in our main event. So 10:07. So I expect this to go about 23 minutes, and they'll probably end at that sweet spot of 10:30, like I said. I'm trying to think back to when the Seth Rollins sing-along began, because the music was always there, but I'm trying to go back in time to what city, what country, what arena, where did that begin? If anyone remembers, but like, how did everybody know to just start doing that? I'm trying to refresh my own memory here, but Kevin suggests maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like Charlotte should have some sort of role or factor in a Cody heel turn. I'm not saying now, but I'm saying to have a Flair and Rhodes together. Would not hate that. I think keep Charlotte away from the title as long as possible. She's already got so many championships. She can still break Flair's record. But if you want to limit the hate when Charlotte gets back, let's keep her away from the title and make her feel important by not needing to be in a title match. Those of you that are still watching, I'm interested. Since we're talking about Royal Rumbles, it'd be interesting to just one that stood out to you, one specific Rumble that stood out to you more than others. I know last week we talked a little bit about the '92 Rumble with Ric Flair winning that. I mean, it's tough to beat with the star power they had in that match, with the title being on the line, with Bobby Heenan on commentary. So that one definitely stood out. Some bad ones. The year where Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey both won were not even really announced for the match. That was one of the worst ones for sure. But if there's one that you really like, go ahead and throw that into the comments. Or if you're watching this later in the fact, still, if you're watching this on replay, go ahead and still do that, because I'd like to know what are the top of your list. I know every year I'll watch several different Rumbles leading up to the day, but which one stands out to you the most? I'd like to hear that. And this might be our last commercial break that we're in right now. So I think for me, I'm trying to remember the year. I'm not great with dates and years and stuff, but the first Stone Cold win, Royal Rumble win for Stone Cold, the way that happened, that was exciting. I definitely enjoyed the men's Rumble last year as well. I remember the worst Royal Rumble. Those of you that remember, was the one that ended with where it was Big Show and Kane, and they were tossing out everybody, and they wound up getting eliminated. It was down to the final 3, and they didn't win, but it was just really, really bad booking with that one. I'm not sure who decided that those two guys throwing out several different people in the last 5 minutes would be the way to go, but that was probably the worst one that I could recall. But I think, again, just so to close that part out, I think if I was rating the top Rumbles in order. I think the 2020 Rumble with Drew McIntyre. So that was a great one. You had Brock Lesnar eliminating almost everybody, and I think we get to the 12th spot. We get Ricochet in there. Drew McIntyre gets in, and Ricochet causes the distraction, and Drew eliminates Brock Lesnar, wins the Royal Rumble. So that one would be up there. The 2001 Rumble is another one. 2001, like I mentioned, 2020 was up there, and the 92. I think those would be the three that stood out to me the most. 2017 Rumble was good as well. Had a good title match with Cena and AJ Styles. It was not fair to Flair. Absolutely right. I would like to see her play a role as a valet. I think we don't have enough managers here. And I'm not saying, back in the day, it was a bit ridiculous. You had Jimmy Hart, you had Bobby Heenan, and you had Slick managing everybody. But it's like, tag, you're it. Go out with me. Mr. Fuji had some as well. But I would like to see a few more manager roles here. So it is time for the main event. Now, again, we've seen this match a lot. That's one of the things I think they do need a roster refresh at some point here. They're doing this trade-off with different rosters and things like that. But, sorry, guys, 1 minute. So we're seeing a lot of the same roster. So I think a fresh up, touch up to these rosters would be good. I'd like to see Chad Gable and I would, and his group move to SmackDown. I'd like to see Gunther move there. They're going to be keeping Cody and Roman on Raw. Seems like Cody's having to do both right now. But I think Gunther on SmackDown would be nice and Cody to Raw would be good, but not sure if they're going that direction. It feels like right now they're not sure what they want to do, but I imagine that Netflix wants Cody Rhodes on their program. Rob says, I unfortunately didn't have much chance to watch any of the pay-per-views growing up. Just wasn't in the position to. I remember, back then, obviously, not a lot of us were. I got a lot of VHS copies of Rumbles, but I would watch Channel 99, the snowy channel, just to listen to some of them. But yeah, they were pricey. They were on late. There was school the next day. So once he started doing that, it would not be long until he put the belt on himself. The Rumble in which Shane came out and destroyed everybody was ridiculous. So when Maven drop kicked The Undertaker out, I actually enjoyed that. I thought that the beatdown that The Undertaker had on Maven made it worth it. Like, Undertaker was not going to win that year. And, no one was really taking Tough Enough seriously, so they needed a moment, like a wow factor moment, and did not see that coming. And very few times in wrestling anymore we not see something coming. So I actually enjoyed that. I love that The Undertaker didn't just, oh, shucks, and go to the back. Like, I love that he laid him out. Like, that made it a moment for me. So I actually enjoyed that. But the Shane punches are serious business. Yes, we all missed Blockbuster Video. That's where you can always rent those movies for sure, those pay-per-views as well for $3.99, and then popcorn. They get you for the popcorn. Yeah, and the Stone Cold, remember too, when Stone Cold won, he was one of the things I said, I could see that happening this week or at the Rumble, but Stone Cold was eliminated that the rest did not see. He got back in and wound up winning that Rumble. So I don't think I think I can see, I've said this once before on the podcast, but I can certainly see CM Punk eliminating Seth Rollins during the Rumble, but the ref's backs turned, and then Rollins getting back in and tossing out CM Punk, because that's definitely not over with. They'll have another series of matches for sure. So, but yeah, great move by Taker to give Maven that moment for sure. And shout out to Maven. He, he had a 7-year career, pretty respectable for not knowing anything about the business, but he is doing really well on social media with his podcast, and he's collaborating a lot with Devon Dudley as well. But it's pretty interesting stuff. He kind of peels back the curtain, but nothing too much. So definitely enjoy the Maven podcast that he has got going for himself. And I remember too, one of the storylines I really liked, like I was never a huge fan of the general managers, the rotating general managers, but if you guys remember, and I don't remember before, but they did a storyline with Maven where him and 3 others were allowed to be general manager. They were a group of 4, and they were allowed to be general manager for the week. And I just enjoyed, I love the fact that they would put themselves in the title match with Triple H because they were general manager for the week and could do that. So that I really enjoyed, because it was like a 6-month period where they almost had Maven believable as a main eventer, and then that stopped pretty quickly. But I listened to Hog Wild on the Snow Channel. Hogan won the title. Yes. Hog Wild was an interesting concept that was in Sturgis, and I don't think they thought it through all the way, but it was a cool visual for sure. And I don't know what you guys' thoughts were too. If you guys ever watched the World War III pay-per-views for the WCW, but can never forget the Yeti coming out to the ring in his mummified costume. But it was pretty interesting. The 3 rings, the 2 commentators per ring. It was a bit difficult to watch though, with 60 people at once. Ooh, he hit his head really hard on that red thing. That looked pretty brutal. We're going to our final commercial break. So, but yeah, I was surprised to not see Megan come back and do much after he was released. But he's grateful for the opportunities he had, and he was a guy that that's a lot of the problem in AEW right now is a lot of the younger folks will not listen to the veterans. He was a guy that was able to, he wanted to be around the veterans and listen to what they were doing, what they were saying. So a bunch of drunk bikers and wrestling. What could go wrong? Yep. That's well said. Agreed. Mark Wahlberg bald in that movie trailer was weird. Yep. So,
$4,000 today with a refund advance loan. You're telling me I could get up to $4,000 today? Yep. File an agent block, and you can get a refund advance loan up to $4,000.
I think so, Kevin. I think that's right. There was a few with Evolution at the time. I think that's what I was referring to. But because he was in a face faction for 4 weeks. It was him and 3 others. Just can't remember who they were at the time, but let's see here. Yeah, that triple cage match WCW did for the Ready to Rumble movie was something. I think they did. I want to say they did 3, but that was like, I remember the Luchadors. That was their only opportunity to not be in cruiserweight matches. They would always open the card, but then for World War III, La Parkas and Juventud Guerrera and all the other Juventud. I'm trying to think of, there's dozens of them, but that was their only opportunity to get in the ring with the big guys. Mark Jindrak, there's a name from the past. And guys, we are just one subscriber away to get us to 1650. So if you know of anyone that you wouldn't mind tagging or sharing to subscribe to our channel. But I'd love to hit that 1650 by the end of the night. That would be amazing. So we are back now with the ending sequence of this main event match between Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. I'm not quite sure where they go from here with both guys. Actually, I feel like Drew has wrestled everyone on the Raw roster. I feel like Seth Rollins is going to get in there with Punk again. That's why I think they'll revisit the CM Punk Seth storyline at the Royal Rumble with some shenanigans. Yeah, that's a Netflix decision with the commercials a couple months back. Everybody else started doing it, and so it's unfortunate. Same with like satellite radio. You're supposed to be commercial free, and then little by little, Sirium and stuff like that started adding the commercials. But I do like the fact that if you do pay for the upper plan, then you don't have the commercial. So you technically could get away with it, but now I think that's over $20 for the commercial free Netflix. But I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel, it can't just be about The Rock. And I feel like one thing they did really well last year, and The Rock almost messed some things up, but they generated a lot of buzz around a lot of different guys. And right now I feel like there's just something missing. Like, yeah, it's cool to see your favorite stars. Yeah, this and that. But I feel like they're missing that really, really good heel, that believable heel. And there's just having matches to have matches with, like this match in particular here. So I just feel like something's missing. And hopefully they can figure out what that is. I can't put my finger on it. Hopefully the Rumble creates something. But I feel like they're still as hot as they've been. It just feels like these last 2 or 3 weeks, there's just something missing. And just a quick recap of tonight's action. We saw Rey Mysterio defeat Kofi Kingston, Nia Jax over Bayley. We had Penta defeat Pete Dunne, and then Damage Control defeat the Pure Fusion Collective in a snooze fest. That was terrible. No disrespect to really to any of the women in that match. It's just creative has not given Pure Fusion Collective anything to work with. It's the stale act at this point. Not much sure how much longer that'll continue. Save. Oops. And that's the danger when you bring back nostalgia acts like The Rock and whatnot, is when you don't have them, it's almost like feels like the show is less than, and they should enhance it, but not, or they should be a part of it, but they don't need to be the focus point. And right now, it just feels like a lot of the top level guys are directionless right now. And we are, I'm not sure, I feel like there's got to be a shady finish in this one. I'm not sure either of these guys should be taking a loss right now. Drew should remain on the top of his game, and Seth Rollins just took that loss to CM Punk 2 weeks ago. So oh, that was close. Yeah, the convincible. I mean, we have Kevin Owens. He's doing some of the best work he's done, but I don't think it's believable that he has a legit chance of beating Cody Rhodes. So I feel like they should have pulled the trigger with Kevin sooner. It's been way too long since he's had his last title. And then I think with Drew McIntyre is a convincible heel, but he's fought everyone there is to fight on this show, and he's just got that woe is me kind of going on for too long. And I think it could be in my personal opinion, the way to fix the staleness is by combining the rosters. I don't think we need to have. I know that there's Raw, Netflix, and SmackDown on USA Network, but I don't think we need to have two separate rosters. They come and go on whenever they want. They say there's a window to transfer, but portal or whatever. But I think that's come and gone, and they're still coming whatever show they want to go up. So there's no need to have the two rosters anymore here in 2025. Just let the one roster, and if it goes 2 weeks before we see Penta again, that's fine. We don't have to see everyone every week. And I think switching them between shows would be good for both brands. So I would like to see them go back to just the one. And hey, Vianney and Joseph Gordon are with us. Thank you for joining us, and definitely looking forward to this weekend. And we talked earlier about Rock the Universe, so super excited about that in 4 days. Getting to see KB and Brandon Lake and others. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, thanks to everyone on X. This is our first time live on X, so we appreciate each and every one of you. And again, we are watching, those of you wondering, we are watching Monday Night Raw on Netflix. It's not showing up here, of course, because we can't do that. YouTube would not allow us to live stream a television show, but we are reacting to what is happening right now. So that is what we are doing. And I do got to find out what time the gates open on Friday, so I'll be doing that after this stream is over, so we know what time to get there. But yeah, it would definitely hype things up. Mixing the rosters, there's still, a lot of times when they do drafts or roster shakeups, they just move 7 people to the other show and then they fight each other again on a different show. And so I think, part of the problem with AEW right now is they still have a ton of matches that haven't happened, but they're going through so many of the first time ever matches without having any story attached to them. So it just doesn't feel important. Like, can you imagine if AEW put some time and had writers that actually developed creative storytelling? It would make a huge difference for that product. It would at least seem like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But right now, it's as bad as it's ever been. Yes, super excited, Vianney, for this weekend. For Friday night, the weather should be beautiful. So no chance of rain. So looking forward to that. This will actually be the first Man Cave I've ever missed. So that is going to be strange not being at Man Cave, but I'm definitely looking forward to being at the show. A lot of artists I have not. KB I have seen before, but everybody else I have not. So yeah, I think the draft was good for when it was. It was fun TV to because you didn't know who they were going to pick and whatever. But I think it's an outdated thing at this point. Certain people have just disappeared. Remember under the Vince McMahon regime, how much Austin Theory was on your television screen? He felt so important. He beat John Cena at WrestleMania, and now he's just a goofy afterthought with his team. Yeah, same matches, different show. Because what would usually happen with a draft is Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins need to, they get moved over to SmackDown and they give it 4 weeks and then they're fighting over there. It's okay, well, now they're fighting on a blue mat instead of a black mat. No, it's really the only difference. Thank you, Kevin, for joining and for staying. I'm proud of you. 2.5 hours you stayed with us. I know that's more than you usually do, so I appreciate you very much. Have a great evening, Kevin. We'll be getting off here soon after this match concludes. But we are here until the end tonight. And we thank again the 40 of you that are still watching along with us. And again, don't miss out this coming Sunday night. We are live with Dr. Guy Henry on the Around the Ballpark podcast, myself and Darren, 8 p.m. Eastern this Sunday night. That's going to be awesome. We're going to talk about many topics, so I don't want to give it away, but you don't want to miss Sunday night's podcast with Guy Henry. It's going to be a great time. Oh. I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that was the right call. Not a roll up. I don't think we've seen this Drew McIntyre blowing a gasket thing too much. I'm not a fan of that. So my reaction is sigh. Well, we know CM Punk's not going to make the save. That's okay, Vianney. We're here. We just hang out and have a good time. Eileen was with us for the first 2 hours, so you just missed her getting off. She was my co-host earlier, but that's okay. If you're not a wrestling fan, you can still come, enjoy, watch, hang out, talk about other things. That's totally cool. But yeah, definitely if you're available Sunday night, you'll want to be online for that. It'll be a great conversation. There you go. There's a wrestling reference. She misses Rick Rude. He was someone that I believe should have gotten a world title run. He never got that opportunity. His life was cut way too short, but he got into things he shouldn't have been getting into. Got Sami Zayn coming out there. Yes, the ravishing one. Rick Rude, remember, was on Raw one night and then showed up that same night on Nitro because it was a taped Raw. You remember Eric Bischoff would, on the air during Nitro, would give out the results of a taped Monday Night Raw just to be petty. You know, Drew brought up a good point. Like, Drew and Seth are similar right now in terms of both not a fan of anyone that teamed with Roman Reigns. So they should be on the same page. Drew is right. Well, next week we'll be live in Atlanta. So again, we won't be live here next Monday. We have a recap show the following day. So, you know, again, this Raw to me fell short. I would give it maybe a 5 out of 10, and then maybe a little bit harsh. Just, you know, outside of some normal names and things like that, there was no real productive storytelling that really advanced much. You know, I'm not quite sure what they're doing here, but yeah, you were right. That's when crazy when Eric did that with Mankind and won the title and gave the ending away for free. So thanks each and every one of you for spending your Monday night with us here on the Around the Ballpark podcast. Thank you so very much. Could have been watching the national championship game. Maybe you were watching that as well. So that's okay. So have to go check that out. But until next week, everybody, we'll see everyone. Hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you around the ballpark. Bye, guys.